games or even sometimes dirt bike style games are really difficult to find on the App Store. There's just not a ton of. Today's list is Grid Autosport Custom Edition, sitting with 3.8 stars and 1 million downloads. Now, something that I like about this game and many others on today's list are the graphics. Most of the games here today have a very realistic looking style. This one here takes it to the track. This is not a street racing game, it's more of a track style actual racing game where you can upgrade your vehicles the way that you would if you were actually a track racer. Some of the vehicles inside of this game are extremely beautiful, especially the Audis if I say so myself. And if you're looking to be in an actual racing style game on the track, off the streets, this is probably one of the better options for you, which is why I put it towards the beginning of today's list. Next up, we have Asphalt 9 Legends with 4.4 stars and 100 million downloads. As I mentioned, I like putting games that I like at the front of the list. Well, this is my favorite game on today's list, but this is definitely a street style racing that is very different than all the others here today. This one is more of a battler style racing game and is extremely active in the esports scene as well. The graphics are on point and probably some of the best on mobile. Asphalt 9 takes things off the streets more than you would potentially expect from a racing game and has some brutal driving mechanics that are super easy to use, but at the same time really fun when you're trying to compete with others. It's all about style, it's all about aggressiveness, and it's all about, well, how fancy your car can look. Real Racing 3 sits with 10 million downloads and 4.4 stars. And for this one, we're taking it back to the track. No more street racing right here, and with much more of a original racing style vehicle that you're going to be able to play with on this one. To be honest with you, I don't like these ones as much. I like racing on the streets where it's a lot of fun, a little bit more casual, and with cars that I actually know and understand. Rebel Racing has 50 million downloads and 4.5 stars. And speaking of vehicles that I understand, here are a few from my childhood, maybe even. This is a nice drag racing style game where you're going to be able to do a lot of customization to your vehicles or your buggies and take them to the streets. I like this one because it has a lot of older style vehicles that you don't typically see on the roads anymore. Now, me personally, I actually do enjoy newer vehicles in real life, but when you're taking it into the games, it's fun to be able to do it in a go-kart or a pickup truck. Nitro Nation car racing game with 50 million downloads and 4.5 stars. If you really just want to continuously upgrade and really pimp out your vehicle, this may be a game that is on the horizon for you. Very different than the other ones that we've been seeing so far here today, as you could see from the trailer we're playing right here. It's about the upgrades and it's really about the progression of your vehicle. Wouldn't be my number one choice, but maybe it would be yours. Need for Speed No Limits with 100 million downloads and 4.4 stars. Now, Need for Speed is the game that we all played on consoles back in the day. So when you have a Need for Speed title here on mobile, you know it's going to be popular, you know it's going to be fancy, you know it's going to be fast, and, well, you know it's going to be popular because everyone is going to be playing this one. It probably would be one of the first games downloaded by someone that's looking for a new racing game from the title alone. With that being said, the vehicles are on point with how they look. Graphics are excellent, the progression throughout the game is nice, and of course the controls here are super solid. It's a very well put together game and really deserves to be one of the best ones on the mobile scene for people to play right now. Need for Speed is more of a traditional game than Asphalt 9 Legends that we were talking about before that has similar graphic style, but the gameplay style is very different between the two. So if you're looking for a racing style game that brings you back to your childhood when you played on console, this is probably one of the best options out of all of the games that you've seen here today on the list. So I probably missed a few games. SAR 2, 50 million downloads and 4.6 stars. If you like customizing your vehicle and you like drag racing and you like older style vehicles, this is a great one for you. Also one of the more popular games on today's list as well, with again, a little bit more of a casual style, management style gameplay. Many people seem to like how this one plays out. For me personally, I prefer something that's a little bit more action packed, but maybe you're a bit more of a casual racer, and in that case, try this one. CarX Highway Racing with 50 million downloads and 4.7 stars. To be fair, this one doesn't have anything that the others don't already have. The graphics are decent, not the best in class, and the gameplay is fun and will fulfill your desire to play a decent racing game. With that being said, of some of the others that we've listed here today, I would probably prefer to choose those ones first, although these vehicles do look pretty sweet. Top speed, drag, and fast racing with 50 million downloads and 4.7 stars. Sometimes the titles feel the need to put that it's a racing or even a drag racing game in the title. This is going to help the search optimization of this game from the App Store. And when I see that, it makes me believe that maybe the game isn't as good as some of the others that don't need that type of optimization, but will gain that credibility over time based on being a solid game. In addition, this one is okay, not the best by far on today's list, but if you're a racing guy or gal that likes to play multiple racing games, why not throw this one in the mix? Ace Racer has 1 million downloads and 4.6 stars. So you want a racing game with a lot of style and a lot of speed and maybe even a futuristic look to it? Well, this one here could be for you. Reminds me of Asphalt 9 Legends as well with how the gameplay actually works, but this one is super cool looking, futuristic feeling with, of course, some beautiful character art that you may enjoy inside of the game. It's a good game for sure, and I love the customization options. They are very, very fancy. F1 Mobile Racing with 10 million downloads and 4.4 stars. Maybe you're looking for a racing game that'll bring you back to those days of Grand Prix racing on Atari, but with a lot better graphics. If that's something you're looking for, this is the game for you. Definitely has that old school feel, more of a retro style gameplay, although the graphics have been modernized. Super fun game that'll allow you to build out your racers and your car to take down the track and hopefully take in to victory. Beach Buggy Racing, 100 million downloads and 4.5 stars, and yes, of course I had to put a casual game on the list. Come on. Not everyone is just looking for something that's super hardcore. Sometimes you want to just kid it up a little bit and have a good time playing something casual and fun. With that being said, this could be one of the most fun games on today's list with the multiplayer modes that are extremely enjoyable, that of a Mario Kart style game. Definitely not realistic, which makes it a little bit more fun in my opinion, in certain aspects of course. You could customize your whip in this one if you want to and have different drivers as well with power-ups along the way. Definitely not something that you're looking for if you're looking for a realistic style game, but if you're looking for a racing track style game that is completely out of this world and a ton of fun, this may be the best option on today's list. Traffic Rider has 500 million downloads and 4.3 stars. And yeah, I had to throw one on the list that was not a car game. So we have one where you're riding a bike. And this one's been around for a while with the most downloads of any game that's on today's list. You're riding a bike, a dirt bike, a motorcycle down the road, and it's a highway racer. It's pretty simple, it's pretty basic, but it's pretty fun. And this one has stood the